my TP. Tempted to close that manually because it kind of wicked from it, but I'm just going to see what happens. Okay, I might regret this decision now. This is the horrible part of trading, is just seeing price get so close to your TP and then having to wait for endless candles for it to just get that extra pip. Come on. There we go. Okay. The MA has actually continued to drop and price has crossed through it. This is a really good sign. We still haven't made it up here. However, we've now made it to what was previously, look, short-term support and then resistance. Price has gone a little bit sideways. That's why it stalled, but hasn't dropped. Has not dropped. This is still bullish. If I go on the 1 hour chart now, what's this looking like? We've got some momentum there. We have got some momentum. If I look on the 1 hour, I'm fairly confident actually. This look where the MA is on the 1 hour. I'm fairly confident this will actually come all the way back up a whole zone. Remember, this is a daily level. This is a daily level. Let me get rid of these. Just so we can actually see stuff on the daily chart. Let me turn the trades off so we can see them. See the candles. And there we go. Wow, look at the wick on that. So look, it made it down to the daily support. Let me zoom back out. Remember at the start of the video, this is what we were looking at. This is the daily support level. Price wicked from here and came down. And look at that instant reaction. I reckon we will get back to here. Whether or not it's going to go up further, I don't know. But I'm going to try and trade it to the end of this zone. We are 15 minutes into this video, so that's probably where I'm going to stop it if we make it there. Yeah, okay. Here's what I'm going to do then. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put another buy on now, and then we're approaching the 50. It probably will pull back to somewhere down here, so I'm also going to put a pending buy. So let's do a buy with a TP of 25 and then drag it down as we always do. And quickly put on a pending buy. So this will be a buy limit. And we want this at the next level down, just in case price does drop down. Okay, so that's my little averaging grid recovery trade, whatever you want to call it. Let's have a look and see. Right, we're getting towards the end of the trading day. So obviously, I probably wouldn't have put this trade on. I would have waited till 7 o'clock in the morning. For the sake of this example, just to show you some more trades, I am going to trade through. Okay, so that's hit TP. Let me just get rid of that pending. Remove pending order. There we go. Where is 7 o'clock? I'll mark 7 o'clock on, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to continue to trade, just for those of you who are in a different time zone to me and you would continue to trade. What I'm going to do is price is broke through this level. Look, it's showing a little bit of indecision. It always does at the 50. You'll probably get some kind of reversal. What I'm going to do is put 2 pending, whoops, I don't want to do that. 2 pending buys on. So we want a buy limit just here if price pulls back there. This one I'll give it a TP at the next level. And then because of where it is on the chart, because it's at roughly the 50% zone, I will stick another one here without a TP. So I've already got a recovery on. So remember, these 2 trades now, I would not be able to take. I would actually be asleep. For the rest of you, in a different time zone, you could take these trades. And it doesn't look like I've missed out on much anyway. So here's pretty much me waking up now, 7 AM. I would have set this as a pending order anyway. This one wouldn't be set, but you know, this one would. And I'd probably have a buy stop set here as well. So really, there's no difference in the results. Let's have a look. So that would have triggered me in anyway. And as prices sort of dropping, I would have put this recovery trade on. So this has really panned out no different. Okay, so it's triggered that one in. Am I going to have to put a third one on? You can see how slow Forex is. I mean, these are 20 pip levels and, you know, it's only triggered in 2 trades. US is about to open. The UK has been dropping and the US has just opened. So what does that mean? Gold star, if you can remember, there's usually a reversal. If the UK session has dropped, the US session usually goes up. Not always, but it happens a lot. I'm just going to put on a pending buy limit down here. There we go. And this will obviously trigger in if price gets it. It looks like it's going to. Oh, that was close. Really annoying when it doesn't trigger in. If that had triggered in, okay, this now would be break even. It was the middle of the trades. I could close here for break even. As it hasn't done, I need price to get to this red line between these two for us to actually be at break even. So Let's just sort of see what happens there. Is my analysis correct? Is the market going to continue up? I'm just looking at the fact this video is now 19 minutes, so this might be the last trade. I don't want to go much longer than 20 minutes. I don't think my finger can take it. Again, we're at the end of the day. Okay, floating drawdown 1.39%, but we're up nearly 7%. So again, easy to make this decision to cut or to hold because, you know, this is a very, very slow market, as you can see. Let's just assume that I've gone to bed. I've just left these running. Wow, nothing happens in the Asian session. It's so quiet. Okay, and we're pretty much at 7 o'clock. There we are at 7 o'clock. So I'm awake again now, I can do stuff. I've literally missed nothing all through the night, nothing's happened. Trade is still playing out. You can actually see we're above break even, you know, we have been sort of all morning. I still reckon price is going to go up. I'm not going to alter the trades. I'm going to see if this will get to TP. Because, you know, my analysis, look at this. Here we go. Here we go. There we are. Right, let me get rid of the pending order, which is now miles away. And I'm just going to quickly jump to the 1 hour. Look at that momentum now. Look at that momentum. That is beautiful. I reckon it's easily going to get back up to the actual 100 pip level. The video is 20 minutes. I do apologize. I'm going to take one more trade. I'm going to take one more trade because I'm going to see if we can cross the zone the other way. What I'm going to do, let me just delete this. We don't need it. I'm going to put on a buy straight away. Let's do a market buy. Wow, look at the spread. 4.1 pips. Okay. So potentially then, looking at the time, it's like 12 o'clock. Maybe there's a news event. And the spread is really high. You can actually see now how much we're going to give away. Look, our TP is going to be here. He says, where is my... Let's put my TP on. Oh, it hasn't got a TP. Oh, what have I done? I've messed something up. Sorry, I still have... I've put it on the wrong sell trade. On the wrong trade. Let's put a TP on. There we are. That's where we want to be. So I'm going to close everything when price gets to there. Let's have a look. Oh, spiked right through it. So that was a news event, hence the big spread. So look, the spread's now returned to 1.5. That was a news event then. Normally I mark the news on the chart. What I do is I'll go down here and then you can actually turn them on. So if I go news filters, that's all set. That's correct. Settings. Events, so show the news on the chart, and there you go. That was a news event. That was CPI. Okay, so just like that, that's all it took. Let me just get rid of that. That's all it took. It spiked right through the level, and we've made it all the way across. So we finished this test on what, 8.5%? Oh, sorry, we still have an open trade. I need to close that. Sorry. So 11%, risking 1% per trade. Let's have a look how this played out on the daily. Let me just reset the view. Let's get rid of this line and get rid of the fib. So yeah, my analysis there has actually, that's not been bad. I identified this as a level of support. Price made it down to it and it bounced from it. That's it. On the daily chart, it doesn't look spectacular. Nothing has really happened. It's literally just stayed within a 100 pip zone. How that actually breaks down on a 5 minute, let's just reset this. Okay, apologies, I've been playing around with this trying to get it to show the trade, so I've got it to do it on the 15 minutes. What I can see is that I've actually held one of the trades one zone too long. I think this is because I forgot to set a TP. I'm terrible for doing that. So it was 10 trades and each one of them made 1%. So instead of an 11% profit, this one has made an extra percent. Okay, so I actually made 10%. So 10 trades, 10 wins, 100% win rate, 1% per trade, making a 10% profit. So not bad. Okay, that's 3 days. So you can see how much more relaxed and steady and slow Forex is, which is why you can trade multiple pairs at the same time. The analysis was pretty much spot on. There was a couple of times like when I had to do a recovery trade. However, you know, it didn't go massively against me. This one, there was a recovery trade set here, price came down and it did not trigger in the extra buy. This often happens, you know, but if you look at this chart, even here, even at the very start, what if I'd bought here? The worst that would have happened is that, look, it came down, recovery trade would have been out. If I bought here, price came down, recovery trade, I could have closed here for break even. If I didn't, it went down 3 more trades and then came back up. There is nowhere on this chart that I could have lost, okay? And this is the scenario most of the time. Forex, everything just takes a lot longer to happen. It is a day trading strategy, but you can hold overnight if you choose to do that. Usually price will just be pretty much where it was, where you left it the previous day. It's entirely up to you. You can set stop losses or hedges or whatever you want to do. But yeah, this is the result of the second test. And this is hopefully a good illustration of the differences between Forex and indices with this strategy.